Today we've got a very exciting SGC order, my first tuxedo time order going directly to SGC, so I'm really looking forward to a lot of PC, some fun and unique cards, all kinds of great stuff. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s b-ball cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter, a little bit of TikTok, every now and again. Changing that up a little bit because I'm slacking on 2 platforms now at least. But yes, today we're busting into an SGC order. So a little bit of, kind of a disclaimer before we get into it. I'm working with SGC to do this. They did not, pay me to do this. They did give me half off of the submission, so I want to make sure to put that out there so that way everybody is fully aware of what the situation is. But part of the discussion that we had when they were offering that to me is I said I'm going to be honest with what I think about the submission and the process and the whole experience, and I'm going to share that, and they want me to share that, and they want me to be honest and truthful. So you're going to get my opinions and all that kind of stuff at the end after we open this up and have the full experience. Before we get into that though, a little bit about the turnaround time, which we'll talk more about at the end. I submitted this stuff on September 9th. I believe it arrived on the 10th for them, and it came back. I think they shipped it out on the 18th and it came back to me on the 20th. So you're looking at about 9 to 10 days from door to door, and that's not even business days, that's just calendar days. Unbelievably fast turnaround time. So honestly, it seems like wherever you are in the country, from when you send it out, you can expect to get those back within about 2 weeks or less, which is I don't think there's any other company that's going to be able to beat that has any sort of a reputation. As you know, there's really 3, maybe 4 companies that I suggest or that I'll even consider for grading. So I want to get that out there, both those pieces of information. But without any further ado, let's get into the cards. All right, here we've got the box. It's a big box, pretty hefty. Again, comparing this to a PSA box, it's bigger and heavier. I sent away 15 cards. I know at least 2 of them aren't going to be slabbed, and we'll talk about that more towards the end. But let's see if I'm any better breaking into this. Again, we got the big boy toys to get in here. Hopefully it's smoother than I've done with the PSA boxes. Here we go. All right, we got in. I didn't want to cut all the way through because I didn't know what kind of padding, but it looks like we've got some good padding in there, so I probably could have been safe. All right, so here we go, tuxedo time. So some of the cards I sent in were oversized, so those are separate. So these, I'm guessing, are the regular sized. These are going to be the oversized, as well as, I'm going to assume, probably the ones that didn't get slabbed up. Let's get that off to the side. So I'm going to save that for last, and let's go in to here. I mean, already easier to open than the PSA orders. All right, I like the packaging. I mean, reusing rubber bands is something I am definitely a fan of. All right, so you can see the back, but those are slabbed, so we'll save those. Like I said, I'm expecting these are the ones that aren't slabbed. So if there's anything other than the 2 I know about, it'll be a bummer. All right, so, yep, just these 2. So these ones weren't slabbed. We were talking before I sent the stuff out about sizes of cards to send. And these were within the size parameters, but because they are patch cards and they're a little bit thicker, the larger slabs, which you'll see here, the encapsulation team just wasn't comfortable. I love that I've got a card saver to keep these in. I wish that they put penny sleeves when they're shipping them back. I did ship them with penny sleeves, but I have some, so I'll take them out of here, put the penny sleeves in, and I need to buy some more of these for some of my other jumbos to store. But bummer, I really did want these slabbed. But I'll probably have to look into other companies, you know, what their charges are. I know CSG right now isn't doing anything that's larger than an average size card. So I think PSA and BGS are probably gonna be the contenders, but because you know, they're just PC cards and I want them, you know, really slab cards make good display pieces, but in these card savers, the stuff I had before wasn't good. So maybe I'll just be happy with these. We'll see. Time will tell. All right. The invoice, don't know why there was 2 different team bags, but anyway, so we're gonna go one at a time. So here's one of my pennies, got an 8. You know, and this is interesting because of how wide it is. I mean, there's barely any black on the edges, so you get, you know, just a thick border on the top and a little bit of a border on the bottom. And this is a very, very gorgeous looking card, but this was a late addition to my submission, so I did not take a, you know, careful look at it, but this is just something I wanted slabbed again. Some of these jumbo cards, it's easier to protect them and store them when they're slabbed. So very happy to have that slabbed. Beautiful card. This one I'm not expecting a great grade on. 7.5, better than I was anticipating, honestly. So this one is obviously a penny in Jordan, just a very nostalgic card. This was from the Eastern Conference Finals. Got a little bit of adhesive residue, but I can probably put some eyeglass cleaner or something, wipe that off. But, you know, same size dimension, so you can see both of them have kind of that thin border on the outside. But again, one that's very difficult. And when I got it, I actually got it off ComC a number of years ago. They had noted that there was some edge wear, and it wasn't... Honestly, if there wasn't a note on it, I wouldn't have probably had any issues with it. So seemed to be fine. 7.5 for something with an edge wear issue from ComC. Keeps me happy. This one I'm really not expecting a great grade on. This is a childhood card, just a card that I absolutely loved. Again, it's PC through and through, so the grade didn't matter. It's one, you know, even if I was to find a PSA 10 or something, I would still want this just because I've had it since probably 1995 or 1996. So let's see, got a 7. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. When I was taking a look at it and wiping it down with the microfiber, I noticed like the surface of it had almost like a texture to it, like a matte finish. And I can't remember if that's the way that the card was or if that's just from me handling it as a kid. But I like, you know, how this looks a little bit better than, obviously these are all the same size slabs, but obviously they had to cut more out for the wider cards. But these are made for the, you know, the tall boys that you've seen in like the 70s and stuff. So you know, if you got any Fleer Jam sessions, there's also the tops, can't remember, we opened it on the channel, High Tops, that's what it was back in the early 2000s. That would also fit in these, I believe. So awesome, very happy to have those slabbed. Like I said, those will probably get slabbed at some other point in time. Now, tuxedo time for the regular sized cards. I'm excited, a little nervous actually. All right, here we go. Let's see, this side for the back. Looks like we got a couple that are in team bags. So this first one here that's on the back is not going to be necessarily a PC card, but something I wanted slabbed and authenticated. And I'm curious also, like I've got a couple autos in here and I sent them because I specifically want an auto grade on them, but I believe from some research that I've done, SGC only gives you an auto grade if the card auto, if the auto on the card, I'm all messed up. The auto on the card would be getting a 10. I don't know if they also authenticate the auto, but these are all pack pulled. So we'll see what happens. But all the ones that I sent in the Heaven Auto, I want an auto grade on. So hoping for the best on that. All right, so this first one here did get an auto grade, awesome. So a 7 on the card and a 10 on the auto. So this one is one that I got in a lot. It numbered to 10, you can see that 9 of 10, but like I said, I wasn't sure with the cut auto or, you know, kind of the inserted auto, how they would do that. You know, so I knew that there were some edge and corner issues. It's a thick card. I like their thick slabs. We've talked about that before with the order that we sent in with the Luka, Tiger, and LeBron crew. So the 10 on the auto here, very happy with that for sure. You know, this is one that I have no idea the value, and really not going to speak too much about the value because I would say just about all this is PC. All right, so here we've got a Santa Auto card. There we go. That's what I like to see. So I've got a little side PC of Santa cards. So again, the card grade of a 7, I could take or leave, don't really care, but the auto grade of a 10 is what I wanted. So I'm very excited that they authenticated. Well, they graded the auto. I can't say if they authenticated or not. All right, this one is a jersey card that this is the first penny jersey card I ever got, and it was a gift from my brother. And it's a beautiful jersey card. So just wanted this encapsulated. I don't expect it's going to grade too well because I did handle it a good amount as a kid. Better than I expected. So a 10 on the auto again is what I really wanted, but an 8.5 on the card. I'm very happy with that. Just a gorgeous piece, you know, 2 colors there from the Suns uniform, but that auto there, you know, again, being my first penny jersey card and it being an autograph card as well. Lots of great memories there. Very, very happy with that one. All right, here we go. We've talked about this one before, the bronze. This got an 8. All right, but you know, I didn't expect this to do well either. There was definitely some edge issues, and one of the big things why I wanted this one slabbed is because it is number 1 out of 100. You can see that clearly on the back, but it notes it on the front as well. So that is one of the reasons why I specifically wanted this one in an SGC slab. It was not so much about the card grade, it was more so about getting it slabbed and having that serial number noted on there as well. Very happy with that. This is an interesting one. I have no idea. This cut above of Terrell Davis, I got this and it had, and I knew it had it when I got it, this weird print line on the front. It almost looks like a black line, but it's got like almost like some hollow foil property. So with that really obvious print line, I was wondering how this would grade. So, you know, we'll see here. A 9. Wow. Very surprising to me. You know, I'm happy with that. But I would assume that that 9 also takes into consideration that print line or that defect, whatever you want to call it. You can see it right there. You know, as you kind of move stuff around, you can see how it, you know, interacts with the hollow foil properties, like I said. I'm very pleased with that, though. All right, we got a cut above here. Brett, this is PC. Not the greatest time, not a Brett Favre card. You know, and I'm not sure. I mean, I noticed some issues. These cards, obviously, with a lot of edges and corners, can get dinged up pretty easily. 9.5! Wow! Wow, I am blown away. I did not even have any expectations of anything close to that. Unbelievable. And it does look very pretty in the SGC slab there with the die cuts. Wow. Very happy with that. All right, here we go with another PC piece, the Quantum Silver Penny. You'll see in the serial number, and again, 8.5. Okay, not mad at that. This one, again, like I said, with the serial numbering, I like having that slab, but the serial numbering is on the front, so it's a little bit more obvious. But you know, penny PC stuff, sometimes I just want some things in a graded slab, right? This is an interesting one I wanted to play with. Chris Bosh card I got in a lot as well, serial numbered and all that. So this got a 9. Okay, I'm happy with that. This one numbered as 25 from 2012, totally certified. This is the gold parallel. Yeah, I'm pleased with a 9 on that one. All right, this is a mini foils. This one is slightly smaller than a regular card. So again, you know, odd shaped cards, getting them graded, something that I like to do. This got a 9. Wow. I'm pleased. I mean, I've got a number of copies of this card, so I definitely picked out the better looking condition copy. So not, you know, blown away by this, not any, but you know, I have no idea how these cards typically grade, so I'm happy with a 9 on that one. All right, and the last one, you saw this, the Credentials Penny in the national recap video. It was a, you know, pre-grade of an authentic. One of the things that I really wanted, though, is I want how SGC does it now, where they list it as authentic and they tell you why. This one has me a little bit nervous. I'm hoping that there's no sort of funny business. You know, I'm hoping it's probably a miscut or something along those lines. You know, it's sitting in the slab, very similar to how the Jordan sticker sat, which got an SGC 5. I don't expect this is going to get a numeric grade, but we'll see. It says authentic and it says miscut. Okay, I'm happy with that. Not mad at all. And again, happy to have that slabbed, authenticated. You know, and knowing that it's miscut makes sense to me. Looking at it, it's pretty clear, but I'm happy. I was nervous. I'm happy with the result on that one. Wow, so that was really fun. Some nice surprises in there. Some stuff that went how I was hoping. So one of the things I talked about is those autographs. I wanted to get those for the autograph grades. All of those came back with the autograph grades of a 10. One of those things I would like to see them do is, suggest that they put grades on autos that aren't just 10s. Let us know if you think there's an auto, even if they aren't authenticating them, which I would like to see them do that as well. That would definitely add something to it. But don't just give me an autograph grade on only 10s. Turned out well for me, but something I would like to see changed. I was pleasantly surprised with some of the grades, especially that Brett Favre cut above. Very surprising to get a 9.5, very pleasantly surprised. So nice to have that in my PC. Not the greatest time to be a Brett Favre collector, but, it is what it is. Can still enjoy the cards, I think. Bummed about those 2 oversized cards that they weren't able to slab. Like I said, I'm going to take a look and figure out, what I want to do with those as far as getting them slabbed and protected, but for now they're safe in those card savers, I think. A little bit disappointed, in all honesty, with the jumbo card slabs. I've seen some of their jumbo slabs for bigger cards even. I think probably something like the Star cards. I know there's some jumbo cards from the 80s from Star that I've seen in some slabs that are even larger than that. I don't think I have any cards that are as large as those, but I'm not really sure the exact dimensions. But the ones that I had, as we talked about, are in the same size slabs as the Tall Boy, but the black is thinner on the edges because it's just a little bit wider sitting in there. But I don't really like how uneven the black border is. It's very heavy on the top, a little bit lighter on the bottom, and almost non-existent on the sides. It just seems unbalanced, whereas it looks good for that Tall Boy, the Jam Sessions, and some of the other stuff that you would be getting that are Tall Boys. So, that's some of the other stuff. The other piece that I wanted to talk about is the turnaround time. I think that's unbelievable, the turnaround time. I was blown away. When I was submitting it, it said 20 to 30 days, and I was like, oh boy, this might be not as good of a turnaround time as I got with the Luka Tiger and LeBron guys, but it was just about the same. So that's great. And overall, the one thing that was really the biggest pain point for me is entering in my submission on their website. Going through PSA, it is very easy, but the other thing is when you put your cards in, PSA has a large catalog, so it starts to kind of predict what you're going to be putting in there, and that way you know that you have it put in there correctly. It's not going to get misidentified. SGC, for whatever reason, it doesn't predict the card as easily, or they don't have as big of a library. So it was a little bit more labor intensive for me to make sure that I put things in correctly, and I was a little bit nervous that things might get misidentified and all that. Nothing got misidentified, so that's a good thing. So it's clear that they have the knowledge once the cards get there in the identification, all that process. But putting it in on their online submission form, not the most pleasant process. It's not the worst. Definitely could be worse than that. But something that I wouldn't mind seeing them get a little bit closer to what PSA. Haven't done anything with BGS yet. Something I will do in the future, but I'm not sure how their process is. So we'll talk about that when we get there. So those are some of the things that, some of the pleasants and some of the not so pleasant. My personal feeling is this is definitely something that I would do again for some PC stuff. What I've seen so far with my own cards, when I get them for SGC and I go to bring them to card shows, they don't seem to be something that dealers want as much. I'm going to be setting up soon as a dealer for the first time at a small, my small table at a medium-sized card show, medium to large actually. So we'll see if I have some of those SGC slabs in there that I've brought around in the past, how other collectors view those and prices and all that kind of stuff. But not sure if it's the greatest ROI yet or not, if you're looking for flipping cards. But if you're looking to just get something slabbed and get it back quickly, maybe a new product or something, definitely advantageous to go with somebody that you can get back in a week or two. But definitely also advantageous if you want PC cards that are not going to be sitting somewhere else for a long while, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months, and you want them back quickly. So those are some of my thoughts. In the future, I'll use them again. I might actually go with the Luka Tiger and LeBron because then I don't have to do that online process. That's something that Cage and Andrew take care of for you. So just something I'm kind of thinking about, but not sure when I do the next submission. I'm not sure the other PC stuff I'm really clamoring to get slab, but we'll see. So stay tuned for that. But those are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments, you know, on all those points, but even some others that I might not have brought up that you have. So let me know those down in the comments. And we've got a lot of stuff coming up in the future. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. New videos dropping once, sometimes twice a week. Grading reveals, looks into my PC, 90s packs openings, occasional collector interviews, soon some card show setup and all that kind of stuff as well. So lots more to come. Thanks. We'll talk later.